this podcast. I'm gonna be like,
It's better than
it's better than hoobity hoobity, man. Look, man, if you're gonna go hoobity hoobity, you gotta go fucking. You gotta be like
Go Hoobity or go home.
You gotta be like the guy. You gotta be like Migos. You can't do that. If someone else, man. If James, you started going hoobity, I wrote a song where I went hoobity hoobity. Remember? Sex Kitten was kind of hoobity hoobity.
Trying to give it to James.
I was trying to give it to James, and James was like, it's dope, but I don't know.
Good to take other people's songs.
You said I'm too real, man.
Okay, I did not.
I was handing you a hit.
Bro.
You didn't even want it, bro. I was
You
trying to
have
be
a
like,
hit, and you don't want to do it because
I don't
want
to do it because I sound stupid doing it. But
okay,
I wrote
so
a hit.
so I'm already stupid looking.
Yeah, you
so
wouldn't
it'd
sound
be
as
great.
stupid as me.
Well, because I'm already stupid, so it just equals. I get it.
Hey, man. All right, we're gonna be live in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Modest Humanity Podcast.
What's up?
Today we got the homies back in it for another round. To the left of me, we got King James Bowman.
What's good?
Check him out on Instagram, King James Sideways 8. To the left of him, we got Bryce Beasley. He goes by Dancing Stone. He's a vocalist for Modest Raw. He's also got some other projects cooking right now. We also got Jesse Fulbright. Jesse Fulbright's the man. He's a multimedia specialist, and he goes by Captain Oasis. You need any kind of video work or anything, hit the man up because he can do it for you. Take good care of you. He's also got a vlog coming up soon.
Episode 1 is uploading on YouTube
Let's
we speak.
go,
As
bro.
we speak, it's going, so he's already running. All right, man, so Johnny Cash do not
Again,
like it. Dude. Every time.
This is gonna be a routine.
Every time, bro. Johnny Cash
I
hates
reinforced it last time.
All right.
Nah, I reinforced Jimmy. I don't think I got to.
Hey,
Jimmy.
I reinforced him like yesterday, and then I reinforced Jimmy today. So if Jimmy falls,
bro, dude.
all right,
Great,
man.
bro.
James,
Same timing too, I bet. Let's go.
give me the quick rundown of your week, dude. How was it?
Man.
You got any challenges? Anything?
I've been challenged crazy. I've been painting a lot, which I haven't done in a while.
Talking to Mike, man.
I've been painting a lot, which I haven't done in a while. So that was good. Got some creative juices flowing in. I've been working on the cipher. I just released it actually, so that's what I've been working on. Besides
Saw the
that, I've been
video of that.
working.
That shit
The
was
Cypher's
Yeah, I saw it
dope.
too.
Appreciate it, man.
Paint-
Dope. That's my
painting
favorite
in it?
one you've
I
done.
didn't know
Yeah.
you did some painting.
I
too.
did. Oh yeah, man. I'll show you later. They're pretty dope.
Nah, he
But-
sent me a picture. He been doing some painting.
Yeah,
for
and if
sure.
whenever I'm
Did
done
you-
with them,
Did you?
yeah, I drew all these.
Drew all your tattoos.
I drew all my tattoos. Yeah, I didn't tattoo any of them because I can't do that. But
Look at
I've
that.
been-
He's an
I drew all of
artist
them.
slapping his artistry.
artist
on
of
him.
all traits, man. But whenever
That's
I'm done
what's
with the
up.
paintings, I'll put them all up on Instagram so everybody in the world could see. You know what I'm saying?
You the
So,
man.
It'd be
Cool,
awesome.
bro.
Yeah,
Tight,
definitely.
man.
Appreciate it.
Bryce, man, quick rundown of your week. How was it?
Oh man, it's been great. Just been trying to finish up this Sunday 16 series. I know you know about it. I'll tell the people out there if they don't know. Just been dropping a 16-bar verse every Sunday since the year started, and just coming up to the finale up here, season 16. So we're just gearing up for that. And
What number are you on right now?
right now we're
15?
going to 15 this coming up week. Just got done with episode 14 with this producer that I found on Instagram. Actually, his name was Josh Garrison. Really cool guy. Really awesome project.
Yeah.
It just kind of formulated and grew into something that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, it was cool overall.
Man, 15 though. That's pretty
that-
consistent.
That
That's
last
more
one's better be
consistent.
like, yeah, that last one has got to be like a fucking punch to the gut, man.
Yeah, it's
because
gonna be the cherry on
it's gonna
top
be
for sure.
Cherry
Yeah.
on top, yeah,
and
definitely.
you probably feel like you learned a lot doing that, I imagine too, right?
Yeah, a lot about myself, like portraying myself in front of other people. A lot about like marketing and like what people enjoy watching. What they I usually get more hits on videos where I'm with somebody else, where I'm collaborating.
Yeah,
for sure.
Where
Yep.
there's like a connection. People like respond to that better. So
They see that, man. They like that.
Yeah.
It definitely takes more. If you got more than one person, it definitely shows. You come together and just went out of your way to really work with somebody to do something, even if it's small. I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always appreciate it. Jesse, how about you, man? How's your week?
It was good, man. I've been editing this video pretty much for most of the week.
Nice.
Got quite a bit of content, so it's been just a process of going through it all, figuring out what
Yeah.
I want to keep and what I want to just completely scrap.
where did you go to record the video at?
So there's these caves just outside of Verde Lakes here in Camp Verde. The super cool caves are like ancient, like Native American caves.
Yeah.
I don't know how ancient, but they're definitely pretty old. You can see just the layers of of the years that have gone by in that place. But yeah, I just went out there, did a quick little hike to the top, just kind of hung out, enjoyed the views up there. You know, pulled out the drone, got some footage. Trying to use all my original music too, just kind of little things that
Awesome.
I've made for the vlog itself. So kind of make it a little bit more original.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Promoting.
Yeah, you don't have to worry
Awesome.
about like licensing other people's
Yeah.
music then too, which is awesome because you could put something up and get flagged, and then all that work you put into the video, they're taking it down. You know,
sure.
Or when
especially
people-
when it takes 8 hours to upload one. You know,
When people realize that you're not only doing that video yourself and editing it, and that's the music
We
in the
can edit that.
background that's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's full
this is
circle.
your product that
Yeah.
you made, all
Yep.
original. That's what's up, man. That's
That's
really
awesome,
cool.
man. Yeah, I've been spending the week just trying to get out of the house, doing some hikes, just really focusing in on like the foundation of all my playing and my recording and all of that. Just spending a lot of time focusing
You
in on
picked
that.
up a new toy this weekend.
I
though,
did,
right?
man. I
I've
picked
seen
up.
it.
Yeah, I got a big boy
It's a
amp this week,
monster.
and I'm real happy about it. Screams, man.
Mesa Boogie.
Oh yeah, the Mesa Boogie. You know, I don't see too many Mesa Boogies out there, but that's a fresh amp. Yeah.
You
So.
said, Carlos Santana used to rock.
Oh,
the Mesa
Santana,
Boogie.
yeah, he used to play the Mesa Boogie back in the day, helped him define his sound. I'm not trying to say I'm sound like Santana because I don't sound like Santana or nothing, but but it's coming together. I feel like the sound I've been trying to put together on with my instrument, really taking the guitar playing serious and trying to take some vocals serious, are starting to come together a bit.
Growth.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it's been a pretty weird week, or the last couple weeks, like Nipsey Hussle, that came up, what's this Kodak Black thing now you're telling me about earlier, trying to slide in on that. What do you think? You think there's some weird pattern going on with all these rappers, piecing out?
I mean, Nipsey was like I didn't really listen to his music a lot, but he was like a king.
Oh, man.
I mean, he was giving back to his community, and,
Yeah.
and I've listened to a couple of songs since he's passed, and I mean they're dope. Like he's really conscious in his lyrics. Like he's pretty real and raw about what he's talking about. I can like respect him because he's coming from a real place. But yeah, overall, it's sad that we lost someone who was doing something positive.
Lost a good one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, lost a good one.
I've seen a lot of things on that because when I heard about it, I'm like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Because all this stuff is happening. But, there's this thing I seen. This guy's like, well, when he was outside trying to sell you a mixtape for $10, you didn't want to buy it. But now that he's dead, you're out there buying T-shirts with his face on it. It's like it didn't matter then, but now why does it matter now? You know what I mean? And then other things like he was from the hood and he, just like everybody else that's out, but he was like trying to do the opposite, trying to bring people out of the hood. And as soon as he went back to the hood, that's when they flipped on him. So it just shows you like the amount of disrespect whoever it was or whatever had disrespect for him. And when he was trying to get back to the community that he came from. So it's a real disappointment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man, it's a real
Sad.
one.
Yeah,
you don't like when
sure.
a real one goes away, So
no, the real ones die and the fake ones live.
Rest
Or
in
the
peace,
fake ones
Nipsey
making
Hussle.
hits.
Also,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Mac Miller. You know what I mean? I
Fuck,
know
man.
everybody here really appreciates that guy's music, and most people really do. So I feel like I was incredibly influenced by him, and
Yeah.
to see like him go and see now Nipsey Hussle. I didn't really listen to him, but like I could tell that he impacted a lot of people, especially his community, affected them in like a very profound way. Just kind of like how I felt about Mac Miller. So rest in peace to those guys for leaving a legacy behind
Yeah.
that other people can follow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's
definitely.
Amen,
really
bro.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, let's get into some lighter stuff. I kind of wanted to go into depth about what you guys have been working on. I know you guys all have projects that are cooking right now. You know what I mean? So let's dive into it. James, I know
Yeah.
you got a single coming out. I've heard it.
I should do. Yeah.
I've heard it.
Yeah, man.
I want to hear this.
Man, this single's called Questions. It's a song I did with my fiance, and it's really good. She's really good at singing and all that. And so, but anyways, the song's basically about like, of course, I know the answers to these questions that I'm asking, but it's more of an eye opener to everybody else around. Like, ask yourself these questions that I'm asking, and maybe you can kind of in depth realize what's going on, and actually use that to your advantage instead of
Wheels turning a bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I'll just give you a quick thing for it, but it's just talking about like the first one's like, why do I got to work every day just so rent gets paid so I can have a place to stay, even though I spend all my time at work anyway? I see my coworkers more than I see my fiance. So it's it puts it in depth on like, you buy a house, you're paying for these things, but you got to work and you're at your work more than you are at the house that you're paying
Yeah.
for. So it's like a spinning wheel, like you said, and so it's like never ending. So it's kind of like that, and it gets in depth. So more of a real thing that it's definitely different than what I've been doing.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's a growth for me.
You hit a different level with the
Yeah.
vocals on the hook. I heard the hook and I was like, I didn't expect you to sound like that. I didn't expect for you to put that kind of music out. But when I heard it, I was really impressed. I'm really impressed by your drive and what you're doing and the growth that you've really had as an artist and an individual.
Right on, King.
But with
Thank
this song, I feel like when I heard that hook the first time, I was like, all right, now you're starting to push like a different level. You're definitely like moving up. You know what I mean? And that's awesome. You know
I
what I
want to
mean?
hear it, dog.
Man, let me tell you what. When
Me
I
too,
when I
man.
first when I first got into this and when I dropped KING, I feel like I had something to prove, and I was tired of getting pushed around. And when the old me
Yeah.
died, the
old you
the
died.
king, yeah, man, I have a really good lyric on that, but another time. But
Resurrection.
it says James back then was born again with a message in store and something to say. Put the king in front of James at the end, sideways 8. And so, but anyways, so it's like the old me died and the king came out, and I had something to prove. I didn't want to show any signs of weakness. I just want to say, kind of like Taylor Swift, look what you made me do. You know what I'm saying? So fucking
Swift.
love that. I don't know why I'm inspired by all these
Hey
female
man,
artists.
I like T Swift. Don't
Man.
get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on
Yeah,
board
she's
T Swift.
snapping. But anyways,
Snapping.
bro, she's snapping on them. So it is like different for me from putting these ciphers out and showing my talent, and like nothing could put me down. It's really different, and it could be challenging to put out something that's like really deep. Because if I most people feel like if they show weakness, they can like if they show weakness, they can be broken down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a strength though.
Yeah,
It is.
and
It's
so,
hard.
and that's what I've realized. I can use this as a strength, and I think that a lot of people can agree with that. So
People
that's
get
why-
on board with you a lot more when you're real about yourself, to like, the goods and the bads. You're putting it out there saying like, I deal with this, and when you do that,
Just like
we had
everybody
that
else.
on the Modest Humanity page. I put up the first video I put up of James, just like a snippet of our last one. Someone commented on there and just said like, I understand, I've been in this situation before, and I mean they wrote a paragraph and a half. It wasn't a short little thing, so it was cool to see that on the first podcast somebody already had a relation to what you were saying in the last one, putting yourself out there in the realest form,
powerful.
not being afraid of saying like, I've been at this shitty point in my life and I've gotten past it, because other people, they need to hear that you got past it,
It's
so it's
reassuring
good.
for us and people out there that are going through the same things, that there are people out there that go through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not just sticking a hook in a bowl with only one fish.
You're
You know
not
what I
stuck
mean?
alone in this world. You're
Yeah,
not the only
exactly,
buddy
yeah.
who feels this way, so
Yeah.
that's good to put out there for sure, man. And we appreciate you being
Appreciate
honest
it.
with
Thank
yourself.
you.
I
Yeah.
Definitely.
appreciate all the artists out there who are really putting themselves out there in a way that's, it's not about your ego. It's not about selling T-shirts. It's not about doing this, but giving the hand out to somebody and trying to pull them from the depths of their reality.
That's human. It's
Yeah,
humanity,
that's the
bro.
most human thing
It's
you can do, and
humanity,
that's
man.
why we're here doing this podcast. It's
straight
all
up.
about being the most human version of ourselves, and like really trying to care about each other and take things a little more seriously, take ourselves a little more seriously, and be about each other and be about others. So it's good, man. On that
Selfishness
note, I know Bryce Beasley. He went out and did a little video with Josh Garrison. I'd like you to talk about that,
Yeah,
if
man.
you're okay talking about that experience.
Yeah. So I approached him on Instagram originally. I just saw this like producer with a dope beat, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I hit him up, and he ended up sending me the project for free. It was like the first producer I'd ever had do that. And
That's cool.
I was
That's
like,
way
yeah.
cool.
I was like, man, this is awesome. So I felt like I had to do
An
it.
obligation, yeah.
Like I got to do this project. So I started, just kind of spinning and writing it. I got it all written, recorded it, came over here to the studio, recorded it with Paul over here.
Laid it
Marlon
down.
Roos helped me out with the vocal production on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got down to Phoenix, and I told I told Josh I wanted to do a Sunday 16 for it, and I get down to Phoenix, and he had told me on the phone that he was in a wheelchair. He didn't know if he wanted I wanted him to be in the video because of that.
Man.
And I was like, nah, man. What? I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. You know, like pop some wheelies in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your thing. I don't care. But I got down there and I didn't really know what to expect. Like if he got in a car accident or something. But he's been battling with MS for his whole life.
Man.
And he kind of broke down what MS was to me, multiple sclerosis. It's like where your tailbone isn't communicating. Like there's a connection error between like your tailbone and your brain. So you have movement in your legs and your muscles somewhat, but you can't like walk. So he's confined to a wheelchair. He's been confined to a freaking wheelchair, still making beats, going out there and living his life. You know what I'm saying?
Killing
like,
it. Beats dope.
It brought like tears to my eyes seeing it. He was like, "You want to go in the studio and check out the beat in my studio?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, absolutely." He played the song and like sat down at his computer screen, and I had a moment. I just like busted out in tears, bro. Like it was like, this is so powerful right now. You like with like everything, against you, all the odds, like you still pursued and are doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't just recluse yourself in a closet somewhere, like, you know what I mean? Or like just in your room away from people. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
our limitations don't define us, man. They really don't.
For real.
Our limitations don't define us. You can tell when you see somebody like that just going out of their way to still put their music out there, still put themselves out there. You see Isaiah Acosta.
Oh
man, Isaiah Acosta is killing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you guys don't know who Isaiah Acosta is, you should look him up. And I don't know what kind of condition he has. I think he was born with like a jaw or something.
He's got his bottom jawbone. I believe he doesn't have a jaw.
Wow, yeah, right and he's a rapper.
Wow.
But he has other rappers come and perform his lyrics. He actually writes all of them. But yeah, I mean, and it sucks. It's a pretty sad story, but his buddy that was doing it with him, he just passed away, I think this last year too, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he may,
RIP, man.
I'm sure, he might have another guy
Trap
who's gonna
House.
help him.
Trap
House, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he passed away, but he's a local Arizona artist, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. Your limitations do not define you. I think everybody should, we should always be trying to preach that, because there's definitely people out there who've been told that there's something wrong with them and they can't do this and that. But you can, you know what I mean? It really comes out.
Watch me prove you.
Yeah,
wrong.
That needs to be the
Straight
mindset. But that could be that's the mindset for everybody, for us, for them,
everything.
for everyone. I feel like, we should always be trying to prove the downers wrong.
Or even
Always.
yourself, you know what I mean?
Even yourself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the hardest
That's the
person
main
to
one.
prove wrong.
I
Yeah.
am our worst enemy, straight up.
Yep.
Biggest
that's it.
critic.
Biggest
Well,
critic. Yeah.
Jesse, I know you went and did this video. I'd kind of like to hear a little bit about your process, and what you've been working on with that. When is it going to be available?
So I was talking to James actually when he got here.
Yeah.
It's uploading right now, like I said. I haven't really come up with a name for it. I don't want it to just be like first vlog, like something like that. But I want it to be kind of make sense with what the vlog was about. But ultimately, I've kind of just been. It's not really the first vlog. I did one a couple weeks ago, but I just didn't have enough content. I just kind of went out there and didn't really get exactly what I was hoping to get. So I just kind of kept working at it and just kind of like fine tuning, what I'm trying to do. And this last one, I had like almost 3 hours worth of content
Got
to
what you
sift
asked
through.
for.
So yeah, so I definitely had,
How long did that take you to sort through all the content and line up all the clips and do everything?
So I
More than
filmed it
24 hours.
last Tuesday. It's Tuesday right now.
Yeah.
About a week.
That's a lot.
Work, man.
It's been, I mean, I haven't really been like, it's not been like a week straight. I haven't just been staring at a screen. I've been like taking breaks from it. I went to Flagstaff, hung out with the lady. So, but yeah, man, it's been a process, but I'm getting the whole process down. So I'm trying to keep it like as cinematic as possible, but still have like a vlog kind of feel to it. So like you were saying the other day, you saw me when I was doing it. I had like, I was like setting up the camera, like all these angles, walking out to my car and stuff. So I'm trying to make it like like entertaining. You know what I mean? Not,
yeah, like
not
no
just
one else can do this like with their phone. Yeah,
yeah.
because it
Oh,
shows like
you
a
could
certain
do it with your
professional-
phone. I mean,
I mean, but you did it like in a
I'm
way that
using
is
my phone in some of
professional.
it. To be
I
honest,
thought it
with
was awesome seeing you do that. I was like, what is he doing out there? And then I put two and two together, and I said he's doing a vlog right now. And yeah, that was
it makes
was
it
awesome.
so much cooler, like the journey of like the whole thing. I wanna
Yeah.
get more in depth with it because there's a lot more of like still me just holding the camera at my face, which is there needs to be some of that in there, but
Of course, yeah.
but just this whole cinematic. I was talking to a couple other friends. I've brought this up to you guys before too, but I wanna get to the point where I'm comfortable enough with cinematography and videography that I can shoot a movie. Kind of formulate a couple ideas of like a story or something, and just make a little movie. It doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
like Hollywood, like Premiere or anything, but just
Not
kind
just tell a
of just kind of
story.
make something for like us and like some other like friends that I have to just kind of
Yeah.
just put up or something and just have just this cool little
All you
little
need
video.
is 70 little pieces of paper with ideas for each little scene. Like a little idea, 70 pieces of paper. Did you get that thing I tagged you in on?
I don't think so, huh?
It was
Sounds
it was a
interesting.
master class. It was a master class for, I forget who the artist was, but he was
Huh.
it was awesome. It was next level. I tagged both of you guys in it.
That's
Dope.
great, man. Yeah, that's cool. Dude. That's a really awesome thing to be doing in 2019 for sure, is doing the video editing and taking it serious. Not a lot of people are doing it on their cell phones and
That's
stuff.
my
And I
point,
see
yeah.
you. I mean, you guys. You can't see it because you're watching the video, but I mean, there's 5-6 cameras set up right here around us right now.
This ain't a window. Future
It's not a
James.
window.
This
This
ain't
isn't a window into another world. There's you know what I mean? It's
It's
Jesse.
the now.
Yeah.
There's no future.
And let me
James,
make
what do you
it
mean?
clear. Like, we came in and
James
sat
is already
down.
watching it.
Man, depends on where you live in. If you're, I mean,
Jesse Fulbright set it all up too. We just kind of came in and sat down, did some audio, and talked about some stuff. And Jesse Fulbright set it all up. So everything you're seeing here, he puts the whole
Captain
video
Oasis,
together. Yeah,
go
Captain
follow him.
Oasis.
Captain
follow
Oasis
him.
Productions.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Go!
there's work to be done out here. People are gonna need. So yeah, but I'm
Video
gonna be at
stuff's
a.
no joke too. I mean, I didn't really think about it. You think, oh, actors like they get paid so much to just like do some acting, and
Yeah.
then and like people that make the movies, you're just like, oh, they get paid so much, but like. There's a lot of work
Man.
just
A
to
lot.
make a 15-minute YouTube video. Like,
and it's you got all those moving pieces. It's not just by yourself. You can make simple decisions by yourself, but when you're working with a team, people are like, no, I'm not going to do this because I want it done this way, and then you're fighting with the whole team. So
Yeah, man. Well, a little bit about myself, what I'm
Yeah.
up to, man. I'm gonna be going to South Carolina for a week. Go see
Yeah.
family.
man,
what's up?
It's required. I don't have a lot of family out here. So, doing this podcast. This podcast is really awesome, I feel like, for me, because you guys have pretty much become my family here.
was gonna say.
I have you guys and I have my cousin and then my fiance. So like when I get any opportunity to come together and just do something really fun like this with you guys are all my homies. You know what I mean? You guys are
Yeah.
the people I hang out with the most. So it's really awesome being able to do this, and it's cool that we've only done the one so far, and there's already been a pretty good like turnout of people looking in and being like, good job. Let's see some more. So I'd like to see Modest Humanity episode 50 come out. We're just gonna keep
Yeah.
leveling
Season
it up.
2, Yep.
So I just want you guys to know I really appreciate you guys being here. And hope to get some guests on here soon
Yeah.
too. I know we got a couple
Definitely.
lined up. I think we have 3, 4, 5 people lined up that we want to get on here at some point. We just got to make the schedules work with them. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Josh Garrison. We'll try to get Josh Garrison on here.
Josh
That
for
would be
sure, man.
awesome.
He said he
Um,
hasn't
that
even
would be
made it up to
awesome.
Sedona. He's from Houston, so he hasn't
Yeah.
even made it up to Sedona. I was like, come see the Red Rocks
Yeah.
and come do a podcast with us, dude.
I'm pretty sure young hippie from Hippie
yeah, I
Life
seen that.
podcast.
Shout out to
he-
seen
Hippie
that.
Life.
yeah, he
Yeah.
said he
Wants to
wanted.
come out?
They want to come up to Sedona too. They
We're
want
gonna
come
have
up.
to smoke him out if he comes up here.
Oh
huh?
yeah, no, those guys. Well, I don't
A
know,
whole
man.
hour, dude.
We're gonna have to buy a lot of weed for that guy. They I couldn't hang. when I
I'll
was in
handle
there.
that. I'll handle
You
that.
handle
No
that.
problem.
You handle that because that's breaking the bank. You know what I mean? So, getting that together. But yeah, I just like I said, I just want to thank you guys for always
thank you
for
for
being
the
here.
opportunity.
Man.
This is
Hey,
the
good
crew.
dude.
This
This
guy
is the
right
guy who
here.
set it
Squad.
up. This is the
Look,
idea.
man.
It was your idea.
But
dude.
hey,
man
but I
with the
need you. I
plan.
needed you guys' help. You know what I mean? This this is a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So it takes a lot of people to make something like this happen, or else it's a lot of work for one person. And I know that we're all artists, and I
got
know
the mastermind going right here.
Look,
this is
man.
a mastermind of individuals.
Look,
right now.
I'm an artist myself. We do Modest Raw. I work on my own music. I'm trying to develop myself as an artist all the time, and I don't have every moment of my life to be editing all this footage and trying to coordinate all this. So you guys have been it's not just me. It's us. We really have put this together, and I'm really proud of it so far. So thanks for being the
Yeah.
homies. Thanks for being the
course,
squad.
yeah.
You know what I
Be
mean?
here, bro.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Just want you to know. So we're running about 27 minutes now. So I think it's about time to take a little intermission. Come right
Close to
back.
intermission time.
Yeah.
Shout out Johnny.
I'll see you guys in a second. Future myself.
All right, we'll be back
James,
in
you're
about 5
awesome.
minutes, guys. Thanks.
Peace.
Freestyle, I don't care.
Hey.
Coming from within on this. Yeah, yo. Coming from the floor, from the earth within. It comes out from my head and it goes to the liquid in my pen and it pins down on the sheets to men, and then it's going on to the streets to defend the times. I'm coming up with minds of rhymes and stills and ills and ills. I killed this, build this hill, this. Yo, you can build me at my crib. Yeah. Yo, take this over. Can I live? Can I live? My choking. Can I live, James? Can I live?
All right, y'all, we back.
Why didn't
We
you
back
take
in
it?
it.
Nobody took it.
Nobody's taking
I
it.
can't freestyle.
Man, you the only one
zoning
who's
out
got
this,
Bryce.
You the only one with skills with that, but
Yeah, man.
I could beatbox all day, and
It's a
Bryce be the
muscle.
one.
It's just
All
a
right,
muscle. You
man.
gotta work it.
We back in it. We got a little scotch this time to have a little fun. Some
scotch.
Who wants to do the honors, man? You want to pour those James?
I probably
You guys are
I
in
probably
King
dropped
James.
King James, come on, man.
Bro,
That's
you're a king, bro.
Look at that. I got crystal for it and everything. That's some kingly shit for you to do. Man. So
Is that the stuff that is it crystal glasses or just crystal?
just that. I didn't get matching glasses.
too much?
Oh, let's go. That's good.
Jeez.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
I'm guessing that's a lot, so I'm not gonna give me that.
Man.
How much you want? How much you want?
There we go.
It's already kind of watered down with this
Boom.
ice. It's been
Oh,
been
some
sitting
water
for a
in there?
minute,
Put a
yeah.
little bit more in there
yeah,
if it's
man,
weak.
give me a little bit more.
All right, man. James, I know you wanted to talk about.
Celebrating life over here, talking about life. Hey, cheers, man. Let's cheers.
Hey,
that
yeah,
up
let's
real
do
quick.
it, man.
Let's get a
Episode
little
2. Let's
Cheers.
kill it.
Episode 2, Modest Humanity coming through. A little bit of sippage.
Salute.
Ooh.
All right, man.
Oh
So
man,
what's
I'm
up?
definitely a
What's
whiskey
good?
guy.
Let's bring something
Right.
up here,
That's
man.
Scotch all day. Oh man.
Last time on the last podcast, I was kind of calling out rappers.
Uh.
Okay. James wanted to have a little discussion. He was talking to me about it. He was saying everybody today wants to be a producer or a rapper. Everybody wants to be an artist or a musician. You know? Why do we think that is? Why?
I think personally because when they see what
Into it.
yeah we
Into
good?
it. Talk into
So
it.
I think that
you go.
what it is that people see what they could be, and they think that it might be easy, and so they might like, oh, I can write a bunch of lyrics, and I could just go get this beat, or I could rap like these guys, or I could sound like him, and it'd be good because they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And
It's like the appeal of it.
yeah, exactly. So I think they just see the picture and they're like, I could paint that. You know,
Yeah, the startup is like kind of easy on it now. You know what I mean? The startup
It's
is easy.
so available.
It's very available.
Yeah.
Yo, you can pay somebody in Phoenix, you could pay them $50 an hour to go into a studio, and as long as you got the beat and you got your lyrics and you got that down, you could just go in there and knock out the whole song. In like an hour.
Straight up.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Straight
A
up.
whole song, but that don't mean that you really put your time in. Like even these artists, I feel like today's hip hop artists, like Migos, like they say they spend a lot of time in the studio. Like say what you want about Migos, and I know last time I was doing the up at the bump at the bump at, you know what I'm saying? But like they said they were in the studio like 2 days before their album dropped, still tweaking. They went back and re-recorded things because they weren't right.
That's
You know,
some dedication to the
They're
music. I can respect that.
it's
Yeah, well,
dedication to it.
And it's different too because compared to what we were talking about before, when you're that dedicated and worried about what your sound's going to sound like 2 days before it comes out, that means like I actually care about this and I'm actually doing work on this.
Taking it serious.
I'm not lazy or lackadaisical. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's a big word, huh? I keep it in my library. Anyways, so. Yeah, so when you're worried about it that much 2 days before you put it out, that means like they know what sound is out and what's popular, and so they're making that.
Yep.
But these guys are true artists because they're actually putting in the time and they actually care about what they're putting out. So that's kind of different.
My number one thing with artists though is that everybody who's making this like hip hop right now, they're all listening to each other. You know what I'm saying? They're mimicking each other. Like, I don't want to be name dropping right now, but there's an artist here in Arizona that I was a rapper who I was really on board with, and next thing you know, I hear the next track from him, and he sounds like Travis Scott. Like he's doing the yeah in the background with the reverb and the auto tune on it. And I'm not trying to say that like you're not entitled to your own artistry, but you had something good going as an artist, and you were giving me value. And when you took the value out to cookie cut what you were doing, you know, you're kind of losing. You're losing me as a fan now, you know. And I want to support you because you're a local Arizona artist, and I feel like I might be too quick to turn my back on somebody just because they did one whack song. But if that's where it's going, and that's what you're going to promote, you know, you keep promoting it all the time, like. That's how I'm going to see you now. You know what I mean? And I don't really see you that way because when I heard your music originally, you were touching a certain place, you know? So there's a lot of people selling out right now. You know, a lot of people just selling out, selling their souls to whatever just to get some quick likes on it, you know, go on Instagram and have people, you know, put fire.
That's what makes me mad too, and that's why I wanted to bring it up is because these people out there that are doing these things, it makes me upset because when I'm out here or Bryce is out here, you guys are doing our thing and putting time in it every single day. I can't think of a day where I worked and then I just went home, watched Netflix, and I went to bed. And I'm like, yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll record.
Yeah.
No, every single day
Don't
I'm
get
writing.
mad though, man. It's they're gonna fall off. Like there's
But how
you know
does that make
they're
me
out here
look,
trying
though?
to sprint. They're out here. It don't matter how
It's
it makes
the
you
sprint,
look right now
man.
because they're not gonna be here in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's a
saying.
good
You
point.
still
That's a good
will
point.
be. You'll be here growing yourself as an artist and really
Right.
you got your roots in the ground. You know what I'm saying. You ain't going nowhere. You know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
So you know that.
And it's not really my thing.
He
I
could
found
do it.
that.
He could do it. Don't
I can
worry.
rap. Don't get me wrong. I
Don't
can
let it
rap. I can't really freestyle, but I can rap. But I've been trying to really dig into my artistry as a guitar player and as a vocalist, and like I'm really trying to differentiate
Everybody's
myself
just trying to find their voice, man.
from everybody. But let me tell you something. I went on the soul search to find it. You know what I mean? And I found it. And when I found it, I feel like I opened all the doors for myself because I wasn't chasing what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is out here doing the rap game, you know? They're all doing the rap game. And, you know, like I said, that's cool. But, you know, I think it's so readily available for everybody to be a producer or a rapper now. You just write some lyrics and you go in there and you call yourself a musician.
You said it to me the other day. It kind of like flipped my perspective and made me want to work on my vocals a little bit more when you said that Drake's grandpa told him when Drake told him that he was going to start rapping,
Yeah.
that he said, well, you better learn how to sing too because everybody can rap out here.
everybody,
So that,
man.
I
a good
went
point.
home. I was working.
What
on
other
the, I was
element can you
flapping
bring?
on the way home.
Flapping, yeah. The vocal coach teaches you the flap and the gargles.
And
Been
the
working on
heat.
the gargle,
Hey.
Jesse.
I've been working on pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
But mostly the gargling.
You got to stay on it. You got to stay on that stuff, man. It's a commitment
Can't
to
sleep.
do that.
What?
Yeah, it's like you were saying the other day. You lay down for a second, you wake up, and your stuff's all out of whack.
Yeah, I
again.
took a
Reset.
reset button. You got to start over like it's morning time. And when you start at the morning time, you
noticed
can't
that.
sing in
Vocals
the
are no
morning.
joke, man.
Yeah, and everybody thinks it's magic. I feel like with singing, everybody thinks it's like it's a you just
Only certain
good at
people
it, you
have
know.
it. Yeah.
But when you start getting better at it and you notice, because of the work you put in, you know, like I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys all know that. Like when you really work on it, you know, you see people on stage killing it singing. They weren't able to do that when they were kids. They might have had a head start just being naturally good at it, but they put work in, you know.
That you said good singers are revered, bro.
Revered.
And that's a great word to use because they got out of their head. They persevered with what they wanted to do, which was could get to their full potential with their voice, their
Yep.
speaking, what they speak with.
Well, the tools just became available for everybody to, slap auto-tune on it and throw some reverbs on it. The tools are just readily available for you to not have
Need
to
the
have.
raw. Give me the raw.
But the
back.
raw is where it's at. That's why I don't really listen to hip hop too much anymore. I've been really digging back in.
On
I don't
a
know if you
hip-hop
guys-
diet.
If you guys saw, I know I showed you guys. I bought my first press of the stereo version on vinyl of Bob Dylan's
Bob
first
Dylan.
album. I listened to that, and I feel like I haven't really heard music in a long time until I listened to that album again because it was so raw. It's like you're in the room with them.
It brings
know
you
what I
back,
mean?
and it's like, oh, that's what music sounds like.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
production element, it's the problem with production, and the thing is, it's like, it's cool, and it makes, like, these trap beats are awesome, and doing the vocal processing that everybody's putting on their stuff, it's awesome, it's tight, it sounds cool, but it's like covering up, you know what I mean? And you do have to have raw talent underneath that, but as opposed to just having raw talent coming in with the realest energy of yourself, like I put hours and hundreds and thousands of hours into my voice and my playing to be able to give you this, I feel like that's always going to show, no matter what, with anything, even with your rapping. But I feel like with the rapping, it comes down to your lyricism. You really gotta chop up that, and if you can add the singing element to it, you have a head start on I would say
'Cause they don't
90%
expect
of the rappers. You're ahead of everybody if you can sing a little bit. Just sing good melodies on the track.
It's easier to rap my lyrics. I feel like when I do vocal exercises.
Yep.
I noticed that too. Whenever I was recording the song with Marlon Roos over here, I said it right this time. I noticed when I was doing the vocal exercises, after I left, I was like singing, and then I went and put on my track, and I was like rapping to it, and then I just put the instrumental on, and I rapped to it, and I'm like, wow, maybe I should start doing these exercises even if I'm just recording me rapping
Yeah.
on a verse. I was
absolutely.
like, it really opens up. You could feel the depths and the emotion way more instead of it being filtered, So
Yep.
it definitely made a difference to me, I see.
I'll be walking around at work and do it, and then go talk to guests, and I'll just feel like my voice is like 10 times boomier.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, hello, sir.
Yeah, man. I
and
know.
they're like, whoa, you're really in it,
I'm
aren't
like,
you?
damn. Even that like 1 minute of just walking around and just doing it, just opens things
Makes
up.
a big difference,
Yeah.
man. Makes a big
Yeah.
difference. I've been hitting the piano with it, doing all of it, all the way up the piano, just like each note,
Nice.
singing all the notes, doing the gargles, doing the flapping, doing the just vocalizing everything that I
Stretching
can.
and- yeah.
But you guys know it's hard to stay on top of that. That's why it's like
Yeah.
that's why it's a talent, and talent takes work. It's an everyday dedication.
What did that comedian say the other day about musicians?
Oh yeah, Joe Rogan and Chris D'Elia, they were like, I would never want to be a musician, and they was like, well, why would you want to be a musician? He said, being a rock star, he said, that sucks. He says, you got to practice every single day. My neighbor, I was talking to him earlier, and he was saying, you were talking to him earlier. He was saying he used to play bass, and he said kids, his kids, like friends, will come over to the house and they'll ask him like, oh, do you play bass? And he can play, but he says he tells them, no, I don't play bass. He says, if you're gonna say that you play an instrument or you do something, he said, you got to do it every day. You got to do an hour a day. He said, I don't have an hour a day to commit to playing the bass. He said, yeah, I can play it. He said, but I don't play the bass right now in my
cool.
life.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Very, very
He's cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Knows what
he's
he's
a really
talking
cool
about.
guy, man. And just saying that, like I just can't stress it enough to people. Like, you really need to practice. If you don't practice, you're not moving forward. I'm trying to do at least two hours, hopefully 4 hours of practice a day. I'm going to South Carolina here in a week, and I'm hitting my grandpa up saying, let me borrow a guitar while I'm out there so I can practice each day.
You should have got a
Dedicate.
pocket guitar, bro. They have those now.
Yeah, what?
Bro, bro, you haven't seen that?
I've seen those things. Those things look janky, bro.
No, bro.
Those things look
No,
janky.
that thing it like folds out. You got your neck right here, man. and it, like,
I'll take a
folds.
look at it, and I'll
Inspector Gadget.
I'll
bro.
probably tell you it's janky, man.
It probably is janky, but if you're on an airplane and you want to jam out, bro, get one of
I'll
those
just bring
pocket
my
guitars.
guitar with me if I'm gonna do
Or a
that.
ukulele, bro. You can fit that in your bag.
I have a ukulele.
I got a mandolin at the house, bro. You
I'm
can use it.
look, man. Ukuleles are for little kids and girls who want to do covers on YouTube.
Tiptoe.
I'm not hating, If you play, some people kill it on the ukulele, but I feel like it's kind of the fallback instrument. I feel like people want to play guitar and they're like, well,
Yeah.
this is kind of easy. You know,
It's
I'm not trying to. I'm not
callback.
hating. I'm not trying to hate. But you
Hating
know,
on the
if
ukulele
I were
players.
doing that, I would feel like I'm not giving it my all because I'm a guitar player at heart.
because it's
So
small, bro. I'm just
It is small,
What do I
it's
do
small.
with this
You
thing?
talking about growing your artistry though? What else you been doing to grow lately? You read Think and Grow Rich.
Oh
like
man,
last
I've been
month. What you
reading.
this
I've been in the books, man. I've been trying to stay in the books. It's hard to stay in them,
Got
you know.
to.
But finished up the book, Think and Grow Rich. Great book. I recommend it to anybody. It's really good if you're really trying to pinpoint what your desires
I'm
in
reading
life
it
are.
right now. It's great.
Yeah, where you want to go with your life, you know, like how to achieve it and how to get your mental state there so you can actually achieve these goals. It was really crucial. You know, I really needed to read that book as far as keeping me motivated, you know. But now I'm reading a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is an essential read. If you don't want to be
from a lot of people.
yeah, it's an
Yeah, I've
essential
heard that
read. If you
before.
don't want to be broke your entire life, if you want to understand how rich people get rich, you should read this book. And it's not like textbook information reading off. Nothing. It's not like that. He works it into like a story of his childhood, what he learned. He had two fathers. He had one father who was really successful. He had an 8th grade education. That was all he had. Very, very successful man. Created a lot of businesses. Told him that he needed to make his money work for him. He said, your money should work for you. And then he has his other dad who's highly educated, went to college. He's a teacher. His educated father, his poor dad as he calls him, tells him that you need to work for money. So, I'm really on the mindset of how do I get this money to work for me right now? And that's the thing that separates, the rich from the poor is the poor work for money. They go to their job, they get paid, they get their check, they pay their bills, and then whatever's left over, they either spend it, they either spend it on, extra things, or they might save it so they can buy a house, and then they get their money tied up into their house, and they're stuck with this loan for 30 years they got to deal with, But rich people don't look at money that way. They look at money and they get paid, pay their expenses. They take the rest of their money, put in an asset column. Once their asset column gets rolling, you get some stocks, get a business running off that, invest your money into that until it starts paying out. They're more worried about the long term, when their asset column, their business or whatever it may be, starts producing cash, that's when you reward yourself. Because you didn't have to work for that money. You put your money into the business or the stocks or whatever it may be that's going to grow, give you money back without you having to do anything.
It's all about the mindset.
It's about the mindset,
Yeah.
man. It's really like, do you want to be you want your money to work for you, or you don't want to be working for money? That's it. As far as I'm concerned, that's really the step, I really want to make. So I'm gonna finish this book up pretty quick, and then I'm gonna get on to like entrepreneurship type books and those types of things. I think.
You got to think of yourself as a businessman, so all
Yeah.
these different books and stuff that can really help out, and it can also help you out with your life, even if you don't make
Everything.
music. Whatever you do, it'll help out with it.
Man, look, if there's something you need to learn, if you're stuck and you think that there's no moving forward, I'm telling you, like, it's hard to stress this to people in their 20s because we're free from school and we don't want to do these types of things. But I got a book called How to Make It in the New Music Industry, and I really opened up. I only listened to the first 2 or 3 chapters, and I wake up, go on walks first thing in the morning lately, and I've been listening to the audiobooks. 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm taking a walk. It takes me 30 minutes to go and come back. I finish the book up on my back porch, whatever chapter I'm on. And the first thing I'm doing in the day is feeding my brain, stimulating my brain with new information, and I can really feel the development happening. It just spirals,
Yeah, it's like a snowball.
You feed yourself
Yeah.
first thing in the morning something amazing like that, then next thing you know, I'm playing the guitar all day whenever I have, a moment, because I know that I can create something out of that, that and singing and writing this music and practicing and doing this every day. And it's because I started the day off with good breakfast for the mind,
Come on, bro.
Good way to
bacon
put
and
it.
eggs for the brain, you know what I mean? And then you got to eat good breakfast too. That's really important. So stay on that, you know what I mean? If you don't have a good breakfast, you start your day off terribly too. But get your efficiency
That
down.
goes along with diets. Don't grab your phone first thing in the morning and look at Instagram
Yeah.
and all the problems
kill
that
you.
you have from work. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Just go on a walk like this man's saying. Get some air out there.
I'm not just trying to preach, but I can tell you that when I started changing my bad habits, not getting on Instagram first thing in the morning, not getting on Facebook first thing in the morning, I felt like I was actually doing things for myself. feeding myself. And a lot of people go to the gym and they feed their bodies, they exercise their bodies, but that's only half of it.
We should be using these tools to inspire others, though. Not to admire or to look at, oh, this person's life is so much cooler.
Yeah,
than
you're worried
mine.
about everybody else's life except for your own.
Yep.
I get
You
it.
need to get on
It's
there
not
and
a competition.
connect
Yeah.
with people and inspire people. I love the tools for those reasons. Anything else, if you're using it to look at other
toxic.
people's lives.
Look, man, the growth
I look at
mindset.
some girls on there too, though.
You gotta look at some girls, yeah. Okay, I know that's an endless, bottomless pit.
Casey
Looking at that.
Neistat just put out a video actually about social media, how it's like an addiction for him.
Man.
It's really cool how he broke it down actually.
Yeah,
If you get a chance, you should check it out.
yeah, man. Casey
an
Neistat's
addiction,
the
huh?
man.
He is, bro.
He's the man. That guy he's serious.
Is he
I was-
like from our town or something?
No,
No.
he lives
York
in New York.
City.
He's like one of the biggest
Way out there, bro.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
No, he
Not
gets
informed.
down. I watched his video on his daily schedule that he has.
yeah, that
He's
was
about
crazy.
it, man. He's really about it. And when I need to rewatch it because he got me. I watched that. Allie was telling me to watch it. My cousin, he was telling me to watch that, and I pulled it up and watched the video. And next thing you know, he was like, "You said, see what Casey Neistat does?" He says he gets up every morning and he does all this before anybody else gets up. And he got me in the mindset of getting up early every day. I got up early every day for a while. I was getting up at
That came from Casey. Casey
came
Knight?
from
Neistat.
Well, he
Nice
said he
Neistat.
gets up. He said I like to get up before the sun comes up and do some work, look at my emails, start my day before my wife and my kids are up.
Do some work.
Yeah, just get rolling, Get
What
it
time,
rolling.
what time you go to bed around? What time you?
Hey man, I will lose sleep at time. When I'm really on it, I will lose sleep to get up early. I'm not afraid, and because I need more time of the day, I don't have enough time.
I don't either.
I will
Straight
lose
up, that's
sleep
my
to get
problem.
up. That sounded
When I get home
savage.
every day, I go straight
I
to
will
work.
lose sleep to
Yeah.
get up.
When I get off work, I go straight to work, and then I'm working until like 12, sometimes 1, and then I'm back up at it at 7 o'clock. Got to go to
Yeah.
work, pay the bills.
Work.
So I'm trying to figure out if I'm like going instead of waking up at 7, if I wake up at 6, have that extra hour. I mean, what is it? I mean, how could I incorporate that?
Look,
know what I'm
man,
saying?
you
I'm
got to
losing
look at it
sleep
like
on that.
this. If you're waking up and you're just taking that hour to do nothing except waste your time, don't get up. Stay in bed.
Well,
Get
yeah,
that
yeah.
sleep. But if you're going to get up and take this walk and go listen to this book and feed your mind, and then you're going to make a nice breakfast to get your day started, get some coffee, get your mindset straight, feeling good about, what you did, getting rolling, it's going to spiral out throughout the
Right.
day.
I get that, but I mean,
Every time.
for the my thing is like at this point, what's the purpose or what's the purpose? No, what is better, either losing or having more sleep or having more time to yourself in the day? You know what I mean? And I know everything's about sacrifices, but like there's a certain time when you lose a certain amount of sleep, then your body and your mind can get tired.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be kind of finding a balance. Some
Yeah.
days you should. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what my thought is, because I'd love to do that. I would love to have so much time in the morning, because I'm always rushed in the morning, and then my day is like shitty. So that'd be great to work up.
Yeah, man,
Wake up in the morning.
you gotta
Check
sacrifice.
out that video for sure.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good, man.
Casey
it's really good.
Neistat, right?
I would definitely
Casey
recommend
Neistat.
that.
Nice that. Yeah.
I
check
know
that
that we were kind of talking about where we live is an oasis. I think is what you were saying. Like it's kind of an oasis here, or
No.
from this kind of ties in. I think you're talking
Yeah.
about social media,
From
right?
the movie Ready Player One.
Oh, I love it.
How they had that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that they would tap
Good
into.
movie.
They had like the trailers stacked on top of each other. It's a
Yeah.
futuristic world. And
The Lost Generation.
yeah, they have this game. It's called the Oasis, and they
Yeah.
tap into this game and they can live this other character's life. And it gets to the point where they're like so tapped in that people are actually committing suicide
Yes.
after they lose their character in this game. So like their real life is really just nothing. Their virtual life is their everything. So like that's kind of how I was thinking about the world that we live in. Like, if I see somebody at the grocery store or gas station, like they don't know everything about my life right there, and I'm not going to stand there and entertain a conversation with them about it. I'm just rushing back to my virtual world, like on my phone, connected to other people across the world.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not wanting that human connection anymore. I'm just wanting that virtual connection to tap into that oasis. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
That virtual connection don't satisfy.
It
nothing.
doesn't.
No.
This is way
No.
better. This is
Yeah.
a virtual with a real connection. So
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah.
times 4, bro.
Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah, I know,
On
man.
another level.
I was writing that into to one of those that low fly song we were writing. You know what I mean? I was talking about people swiping through faces like catalogs. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, it's.
What was the line you opened up with on that? How did it go?
In this generation of Tinder,
Yeah.
we mingle through whispers, but I need real life for real time. A face with the soul. My profile's gone cold for a while, baby. The only place you'll find me now is the now, baby. That's all you get, though. That's all you get. Yeah, that's.
They had another show like that too. It's called Kiss Me First. It's on Netflix, and it's a show about that, about people living in that virtual world, and it's coming into the real life. And she's meeting all these people that are in the game on the other side of the world because they're killing them off, literally. People are jumping off the cliffs during the game because they're depressed. Yeah,
That's some
it's
show?
deep stuff.
Kiss Me First.
Kiss
Why is
Me
it called
First.
Kiss Me
Wow.
First?
Because it's like two people in there that's mainly based around, but it's a really good show. It's kind of has the same concept where those two people found each other in Ready Player One. Well, these two people found each other from different worlds, and then they came together, met each other, and they became roommates.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Bro, check it out. And it's
That
like it
sounds
looks like it was based off of Ready Player One, like the video concept.
Oh, for real? It's a
Oh,
movie or
man,
what?
That's
it's
cool.
a show. It's a season
okay.
on Netflix. Kiss Me First.
That's cool,
So,
man. It's
yeah.
a good recommendation.
Yeah, check it out.
That concept of the real world versus the digital world that everybody's consumed in right now. It's like it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at no point in human history has there ever been a time where we all were connected to each other, and
No.
not everybody on the planet, but most people in in the United States and the modernized world, we're all connected. You can find anybody.
Or learned anything. Most of the days, you wouldn't even find out till if someone was murdered unless you watched it on the cable television.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, oh, this dude died. Oh, I'm sending my, you know what I mean? People get famous like that. Everything's ready available, and yeah, you can connect with everybody.
But at the same time, you're connecting with people who are also like playing a version of themselves.
yeah.
a
So
lot
at
of the
what
time,
cost?
You
What
know?
is that? Yeah.
Because we were talking about it. We were, when we met,
Isaac Joel.
Yeah, when we, I wasn't gonna name drop, but you name
Oh,
drop
I'm sorry.
anyway. But he looks a lot different through the internet.
Use Josh
because
Garrison as an example too. I didn't even know he was in
Yeah.
the wheelchair from his posts.
you don't know. You
Catfishing.
really never know who you're actually looking at.
What?
James,
Yeah.
I think the first time he met you, he said he thought you were taller.
He thought I was taller.
Yeah.
I have a
Dude,
big
I'm,
persona.
homie, if you guys see my cipher, I'm 6'1". Okay, so I'm pretty tall for being 23. So
I'm 5'11". He just looking down on me a couple inches.
yeah, but you look like a pit bull though, man. When I seen you stand up, I'm like, oh shit, don't mess with him. I got a bird chest versus this pit bull.
bird
bro.
chest.
Oh man,
Let's go
Bryce.
to the
Bird
gym,
chest, bro.
James.
But Bryce has been hitting the gym for a while,
Yeah,
man. He
don't-
takes his shirt off, and I see those big, thick chicken breasts he
Yeah,
has on
I
there,
see
dude.
him through his
They're like
shirt,
Tyson
bro.
chicken breasts,
Yeah.
bro. Have you seen that?
Man.
Poking
my
out.
God.
You know what? I had to shop in the children's section just to get wife beaters, bro. That's
Oh,
how
don't
bad-
tell me that, man.
Bro,
Let's
no,
hit the gym, James.
no, because when I work out, I lose weight and I can't afford it. I weigh $135. I can't afford that.
Come on, man. You just
Gain
need to
some
eat
muscle.
some more
I used
food.
to run a
muscle.
mile in 6 minutes, and then I realized that you're burning all your fat and you don't gain it. Shit
Look,
about
man, you just need to
And so I
eat more
stopped running.
food to supplement that.
I ain't got that money,
You're
man.
burning all your
You know how
fat
much
when you
money?
run?
You know how much it costs? That's another thing. You know
Food
how much
is
it
expensive,
costs
you're
to
right.
eat healthy, bro? I can go get
Yeah.
a burger for $1, or I can go get a nice hearty steak with that wonderful protein for a good $20.
But
Look,
when you
man,
go get that
that's so
burger
worth
for
it, though.
$1, it's like a robotic mind state you're bringing into yourself. Like
It keeps me alive.
those people don't want to be there usually who
Yeah,
are
no.
cooking your food. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like rush, get it in, get it out, get the money, get this shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
like your mom cooked it or you cooked it for
Yeah,
yourself.
and don't get me wrong. I would rather enjoy a home cooked meal or like some enchiladas. I mean, I'm still eating good. I ain't eating nothing but fast food. But my point is like when the times are rough, because I ain't living like on the high life. I might look like it, but that's to better myself. But I mean, I struggle. So I think that to better myself, I got to get to the point where I can afford to eat healthier. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't
Yeah.
growing apple trees in my backyard. You know what I mean? So
It's the hustle, man. You
it
gotta
is.
stay on
So
that hustle.
yeah, if I gotta eat, crushed up raw top ramen with packets, then so be it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Do that while you can in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Stack that money
If I
up
can
and then-
survive like this, you better believe I'm gonna be living good.
Oh yeah,
later
man.
on,
future,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So.
man. I grew up in the in like the poor parts of Cali, so I'm no stranger to the crushed up
Yeah,
ramen. But I could
man.
tell you, in my mid-20s, as somebody who don't gotta eat crushed up ramen, I can't do it no more. I don't do it. If I have to, I will. But
Gives me
man,
heartburn.
let me tell you
I still
something.
can. I'll be
Everything
munching.
gives you heartburn, Bryce.
Everything gives the man heartburn.
This guy's always asking if we got Rolaids.
He's like,
Get some Rolaids
Get a
after
side of
this.
Rolaids.
he's gonna have Rolaids after this whiskey.
There's
That's it.
tums. There's tums in the whiskey right now. No.
That ain't whiskey.
Nah, man, I've been trying to stay up on the on the salads. I've been trying to eat like salad, having like some protein with it.
I can't
clean.
eat salads, bro.
Hey man, what?
There's
Get
not
out of
enough-
here,
Ain't
man.
no
I'll
salads.
I'll have a good chef salad with some ham and stuff. The salads are just like wet leaves to me.
Hey
bro.
man, eat your wet leaves and then throw some chicken in there and call it good. Hey,
Yeah.
let me tell
Yeah,
you
I'll have
something.
that.
Let me tell you
It's
something,
all in
man.
your mind, bro.
That's what you're feeding your
Ice cream.
body,
Ice cream.
man.
No.
You're feeding. You can feed your body some garbage, or you can eat that salad. And let me tell you, salad's kind of cheap, actually.
Oh, no, salads. I mean, salad's cheap, and I'll have it every once in a while. But I can't just be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna have a salad.
I'm
I
trying to
can't
clean
be
the
that guy.
diet up, man. I'm trying to cut all the
Yeah, all due
garbage out of my
respect to
diet.
you, man. That's awesome. It's definitely good for cleansing. It's just like I just couldn't crave it. I don't crave things like that.
I'm just cutting all the sugar out, man. Let me tell you something, dude. I cut not all the sugar out. Like, I still have sugar to, like, treat myself. But,
think
like,
you
I
got
started cutting, like, sugar out of my diet. And, like, when I cut it out of my diet, like, my girl cut it out of her diet, too. And she, like, kind of wanted to, she kind of, like, wants to eat healthy. But by doing it myself, like, she started doing it more, too, and buying more healthy, like, types of food. And when we're both doing it, it's like easy after.
Easier,
It's
yeah.
easy,
Oh, yeah, I
man.
see
If
it,
I
yeah.
had to do it myself, if I was alone having to
Just like, man, I want a bite of that burger.
it's terrible,
Yeah.
but I could tell you, like, I don't have as many problems with my stomach as I used to. Like, I used to wake up and have something, like, you remember when we used to work early back in the day, and I'd always be complaining about my stomach in the morning. I'd always be complaining about that it hurt and all these issues.
Want some sugar?
It really had to do with my diet, man. So now that I switched it up, and it's not just sugar. I mean, it's like less like pastas and just like carbohydrates and things like that. Just switching it up has really done a lot. And not just for my physical body, but for my like mental state too. When I eat foods that are good, I have a smoothie, I have a salad.
Oh, yeah.
For
Feels
lunch,
great,
I go into like
It's all
once
about get the ball rolling.
I finish up work for the day, and then I go in there and I start working on music, and I feel like my brain is like operating at a higher level almost, as opposed to eating something that's gonna drag me down and make me less
very
of
heavy.
a person.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
heavy and
and-
lethargic.
And I'm not even talking organic, you know what I'm saying? Like that, we don't really have a lot of organic options where we're located, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about eating things that are just better for you than what you typically would be eating in your 20s. 'Cause a lot of people eat like trash.
Hot Pockets and microwave burritos and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah.
And I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and if you only have so much time, every once in a while, you make it happen. Eat it, eat what you got to eat, because you do got to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up, yeah.
And it's busy. I mean, we had to take time to do this. We take time to do this right here.
Yeah.
So you got to schedule that in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be an artist, trying to be a videographer, trying to be a rapper, trying to be a rapper. You guys both rappers, I guess. So
I'm a
I'm
musician.
an artist.
musician.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Both of them are just
Yeah, what you
firing
talking
back.
about?
It's just
What you
like,
talking about?
I'm an artist.
I'm
a musician.
It takes time. So
For let me just hold up really quick. I have definitely got to say though that in the amount of years that I've known these two gentlemen, I've seen a lot of growth with
A lot.
their artistry, with their musicianship.
all of us, I've seen
You
growth
too,
All
with
of us,
everybody,
yeah.
yeah. You too,
Appreciate
man. I've
that.
seen you grow a lot.
For sure. Yeah, this whole group here, it's been interesting seeing the growth from that first session we had in here.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Was it in my room at my parents' house? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that was when we met up for the first time,
Yeah.
and then I remember we had that session in here, and I like vividly remember that was like 2 years ago. I remember
It was like
seeing
2 years exactly. Almost.
you
Actually,
and
more than
Bryce sitting on the ground. You guys are like sitting on the ground, sitting on my bed. I didn't even have a bed frame. It was just like a mattress on the floor, and you guys are sitting there. And I met Trevor that day too. He came through, putting cuts in.
Yes.
We need to get Trevor on here at some point.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, he's definitely a guest.
You guys ever
he's-
think that you'd be doing the podcast right now?
I never
Never.
thought we'd be doing a
Back then,
podcast,
yeah.
man.
I never thought I'd be doing a lot. I never thought I'd be living with Paul Rankin, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
I never thought
we-
so either.
Bro, get this. In like a week, we were living together for 2 years. in like
Yeah.
1 week.
Oh man.
It's crazy,
It's
huh?
been 2
Yeah.
years.
It's
That's
crazy.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. Time
That is
goes by
crazy.
real fast, especially when you start like growing. When you're growing, it goes by so much faster. When you're kind of like stagnant,
It's
you
just
know,
like
If you're not
my
growing,
life.
you dying.
when you're dying, time goes by real slow. But I can tell you from the moment we all like got together and we made that first track, you know, we came together, and I still can't stand the track, but everybody seems to think it's awesome.
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
apparently.
It's gonna. Everybody
Yeah.
always says it's like the best song. They're like, it's the best song. It's going somewhere. I still can't stand it because it was like my original like crappy beat that I brought to the table the one time, and you guys were like,
Retro
let's go with
funk.
it. Retro funk vibe is what I named it. It
funk
didn't even
vibe.
have a name, and then it turned into this huge project, and it took us like a year to finish it, but it really helped define like a sound of where we were going, and really helped us define ourselves, like coming together, learning from one another. You know,
Yeah.
like we've all taken little bits, and even you know what I mean. You came around probably like a year ago,
Yeah.
you know, and got involved, and we've all taken like little bits from each other and grown so much. It's really great, man. It's really great.
Yeah.
It's
But
beautiful.
you can't
Yeah.
grow as much as you want, you know, as much as you really want to grow by yourself. You really need people around you who are going to challenge what you're
Yes,
doing.
sir.
Mastermind group, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when I met Bryce Beasley, you know, I thought he was a crazy man. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was literally crazy, and he would lead me down a dark path. I was like, that
He's
guy.
always talking about the now.
He's always.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't talk about the
About
now
this
so
moment.
much when I met him. He was a different guy. I
I
met
don't
you
think
when I was
I
18.
opened up to the now quite yet. If you're living in the now, you've already won. By the way, folks.
He was really outgoing though. He certainly was Bryce. You know, he's like a young Bryce. I remember that. And James, when I met you,
Man, you don't even remember when you met me.
I
None of
remember.
y'all.
I don't remember when I met you, but I remember you in school though.
Yeah, I bet you did, bro.
I remember you.
weird. I had my
What's King
skater
James
hair.
like in school?
You had nothing. You had like flip flops on all the time, and you were like, "Don't be gay, just hold my hand," messing with me, trying
Hey,
to make me feel
man.
uncomfortable.
Look,
Yes.
hey,
What the fuck?
he was kind of homophobic, so I just. Kinda
I was just
played
like,
on it, you know?
don't be playing with me like that. I don't want to play with you like that. James, don't be gay, just hold my hand. I'm like, I don't want to mess with you, you know.
When I met Jesse, or not when I met Jesse, but when I saw Jesse, like I saw him in music class because we had music class together, and I remember like looking at you because you were like I was like the shredder guitar player, but you were like the bluesy guitar player, so I could like feel the soul coming out of you, and I could feel my attitude coming out of me when I looked at you play guitar. I was like my punk ass attitude's coming out, and I look at Jesse, and he's over there.
Singing with it.
And I was like, this motherfucker.
When I went to school with Jesse, I thought he was too cool for me, to be honest with you, because he was a grade above me with my sisters, and they were all cool, and I was just a little annoying brother. And he was the captain of the team, and I was in the
You the
outfield.
captain?
And
Baseball team, yeah.
yeah, man,
real? Wow, I didn't know
I was on
that.
the team with him. I was playing outfield and stuff, and Jesse was like, he was a catcher.
You all
and then he
played
was a
sports,
pitcher.
all three of you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't play no sports.
Baseball, basketball, a little bit of football until I broke my shoulder and
Dang.
was like,
Oh,
nah,
man.
no
See,
more
he's
of that.
too cool for me because I played
Wow.
I played baseball and then I tried out for basketball. I never made the team. I can't do a layup, but I can make some 3-pointers.
Basketball's fun, man.
And
I was just
then I
too short.
and then I couldn't unfortunately make the football team because I didn't weigh enough. So I I joined the flag football team. How does that boost your self confidence? Man, was that flag football team? Yeah, man. Just a
Everybody
bunch,
calling it
bro.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Man, that's rough.
so-
That is
Hey,
rough.
man, but
It's
let's
rough.
be clear, guys. It took a lot to get us to this point.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
And
It took a lot.
You know what? I appreciate every step too. I
Look.
don't regret nothing.
It took a lot to get the four of us to this point to do this right now. I mean, Jesse and I weren't friends. We didn't talk in high school. We didn't really know each other. We were in different. It was that cliques, you know, that separated us. You know, James, you and I had like a class together. So that's how I knew
Yeah.
you. And Bryce, I met you at the Hilton. You know, just by chance. You just happened. You're from North Carolina. Just came out here, got a job at the Hilton, and we just like met up and you know became friends and. You know, I thought you were kind of crazy, but I made that song with you, and I was like, "This is dope." And we tried doing the band thing a long time ago, you know, and it just didn't work out at the time. You know, I wasn't ready for it. You know, you were definitely a lot more ready for it, but I wasn't really prepared, you know, personally. But you know, since getting together the last couple of years, you know, you guys have really helped me grow myself. You know, and now,
Exponentially, bro.
exponentially, and now we're here doing this together, and
It's
I just
way
think that's
cool.
incredible because I wasn't friends with you, I wasn't friends with you, and I wasn't friends with you, And you come from a completely different place. I'm
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Cali originally, you know what I mean? And we found two homeboys that were just like nested in this little oasis we live in Arizona. People think we live in the desert, you know, but it's a beautiful place we live in.
It
Yeah.
is, man.
And
Yeah,
it
the
really
Snow
makes
globe state.
yeah, and it really makes for like a very different feel. You know, I feel like I hear what the music's coming out of, like this music in the city, the way it's coming out, and it sounds very, you know, kind of beep boop. You know what I'm saying? A little bit robot, not
Human music.
Yeah, it's like human,
Human
music,
music.
you know. And I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to hate on people doing their thing, but it's kind of like up here, it feels like you find people who are very from the earth, and they really just want to be an artist and create music and play music, you know, more so than the people there. And I think it's just the byproduct of the area we live in.
I think it's the adaptability of each person. You
do
surround. You
got
are who
your-
you surround
You
with.
do got your desert hibiscus flowers down there though, like PK the poet.
PK the Poet's dope. I'll give you that.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
dope.
You got the little sprinkles of artists that come
He was
out.
probably
Yeah.
trying to be different from everybody else though,
Bungus.
too. You know.
Sir
Bungus.
Okay, shout out to PK the Poet and Sir Bungus. Those two are killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. I got mad respect for both of them. I love everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Everything, both of them. Those are my two favorite rappers out there.
AZ
Killing it.
artist holding it down.
Yeah. Yeah, and also shout out, I don't think you guys know what his, I don't actually know what his last name is, but it's like Jacob Gunter or something on Instagram. That guy's awesome too. He's
Jacob
really
Gunter.
yeah, he's really trying to unify a lot of artists, doing interviews with artists and putting them up on YouTube and this type of thing. He's been killing. He's
Nice.
been super
what's
consistent
up.
doing it. He's a guitar player. He gets really involved. He had Sir Bungus doing an interview.
I think I might have saw that actually.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Yeah.
He's really great. So we got a lot of great people that are trying to do something here, you know, and keep it very raw, keep it real on a human level, and that's awesome. I think that's awesome, you know, because it's been very, everything's been very commercial for a while. You know, 2019 feels like it's like less of a commercial year from the actual people, you know, that
Yeah.
are creating the artists and the people. It seems a little less commercial as opposed to last year when everybody was shoving out their, you know, their music and really trying to push themselves to the hardest because it was the new thing to do. You know, this year it seems like maybe we're thinning out the herd of people who want to be more consistent.
Yeah,
You know?
really develop their artistry.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to talk because I didn't put nothing out, but I'm gonna put something out pretty soon too. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Working
Yeah.
on something, and I'd like to see a couple projects from all of us come out. You know, next one is King James. He's got something coming
Man,
out soon.
I got
Questions?
an armory of stuff, bro, and I'm just like waiting.
Just waiting.
Just
I
waiting.
want to put something
armory.
out this year.
Hey,
For sure.
Awesome, man.
I was just talking to our neighbor today. It's Lucas, right?
Yeah, Lucas.
Just pretty because he was just kind of throwing out the offer of just like, hey, like if you need help, because he, you know, as you know, he's super
Yeah.
knowledgeable on just audio and everything. But he was just kind of asking if I needed help with things. And I was just kind of telling him that I want to make a project that I've always wanted to make, but
Yeah.
never really had the resources to make, or didn't really have the knowledge or the maturity to actually like formulate the ideas and come up with the concept. You know, I released that one a couple years ago, but it wasn't really exactly what I wanted. There was a lot of things that were kind of, you know, didn't really work out how I'd like, but
Yeah.
but I really would like to get something out that's
Growth
like,
process,
awesome.
man.
it's truly like meaningful.
wait,
you know?
dude.
So
I
Yeah.
feel, that's awesome that you feel like you're in that spot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just unlocked my artistry, you know, as far as writing Modest Raw's music, as far as writing stuff that for me that, you know, feels like it's pouring out of my soul. But I don't feel like I've touched anything where I feel like I have like the project in mind yet, you know?
Yeah.
I think I have the time to do. I feel like you really did your time with doing that album before, and that's going to take you a long
it's
way.
a good learning curve for sure.
Yeah, because it's committing to the final product. It's committing to the final product, and you're able to take that step, self-produced entirely, and that's a big step because there's a lot of spots of self-doubt. So props to you for, you know, regardless of how you feel about your project, you know, knowing that
No,
you
I
gotta go on the next
I
one.
still listen to it every once in a while
That's
and just
tight.
kind of just, you know,
It's always good
just
to go
kind of
back.
take it in,
Just, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
just
me.
appreciate it for what it is. But I really want to get something that's just like just true to its core. You know,
Yeah.
I've got songs that I wrote like 4 or 5 years ago. I know we were just talking to Ian, and he was talking about, you know, like even if it's old material, you know, it still might
could
be
still
good,
be
even though
something.
you're
Yep.
sitting on it. So
Yep.
yeah. It is, man. It really is.
I'm
But
stoked. I'm stoked to hear albums from both you guys.
I'm stoked for
Yeah.
this year, man. I
Especially
feel like this
after-
year's
After working
good
with
one.
Gina, you know, for,
Yeah,
for the
for
past
sure.
couple years, like I feel like I've really got to hear
Gina's the vocal coach.
your flavors, you know, like a lot of spectrums of both of you, like what you guys can do as far as your vocal ranges go. And I mean, it's really unique.
It really added a lot of definition, huh?
Yeah,
it added a lot of
dynamic,
definition
dude.
between where we all come from and who we are as artists. I feel like when we all met, you know, it was very clear, you know, who was into what type of music. You know what I'm saying? It was very clear. And as time has changed,
Really knocked down the walls.
we've really knocked down the walls quite a bit to become greater than we could have ever like been originally, you know, just from learning from each other and you know, going through the trials and tribulations to become, you know, what we are now. So you know, man, if you feel like you're ready to do it, then it's time to do it, you know. That's where I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and usually the people around you, when they start telling you that you need to do it, you know, it's when it's time. When Bryce started telling me, so you need to put that song, you need to record that song. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it then. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't wait to hear it.
you know, we got to push each other. We got to push each other all the time. But I think we're running out of time here, guys. So
For sure.
I think it's about time to sign off.
All right, you first. Go ahead.
What you talking about, man?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What you talking about?
No, what are you talking about?
Hey, man, this has been the Modest Humanity Podcast.
Thank you guys for watching.
I'm Paul Renkin, Marlon Bruce. Got James Bowman over here.
King
Bowman,
James.
King James. Bryce Beasley, Dancing Stone. Jesse Fulbright, Captain Oasis, Catch Media Specialist. Hit him up. Guys, have a good night. Peace. Next time.
All good, let me know. All good, let me know. All good, let me know. So I ask questions to keep me